Hello, listeners, and welcome to the first AUSNZ community podcast episode of 2022. Here with the podcast team, we have hoped that you enjoyed a safe Christmas and with all your family and friends, and hope that 2022 brings you a healthier and safer year ahead, especially with what's happening around the world at the moment. We're a week behind schedule due to a few things that have happened in the last week, and we do apologise for any inconvenience caused. We know you guys missed listening to the podcast, and we're just a bit week behind. Man, we know we're looking forward to it, so we've got a cracking episode tonight, guys, with one of the most popular members in the AUSNZ community. He will be joining us very soon. But before we get to the Dreadster, I want to welcome my co-hosts as usual. Welcome Eva, welcome Alpha and Pete. Welcome to 2022 Community Podcast. First episode. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Welcome to you.
Yeah, how's everybody's holidays and Christmas and New Year's? How did everyone go?
It was almost like a lifetime ago for me. I started back at work on the 4th, and it was too short, way too short.
I'm the opposite. I'm still on holiday for another couple of weeks.
Oh, mate, lucky you. Hopefully you guys have had a better week or two than I've had. I've been a bit crook, but getting in there on the men now. That was one of the technical difficulties that we had last week. The other with our guests, I should say, that had some technical difficulties themselves down in Tassie with some flooding. So apparently that's all resolved now, and our guests are ready to go later on. Now, Eva, how's everything, mate?
Good. Yeah, really good. 2022 looking promising so far. Lots on the horizon, which is great. HillClimb racing has been, just a long slog through the holidays. Having the phone next to me all the time and playing as much as I can and doing some daily stuff as well, which is good. Looking forward to a big 2022, to be honest. So watch this space.
Yeah, exactly. That's very good, mate. Alpha, how's your holidays, mate? Santa bring you anything good?
Well, I'm not particularly a Santa believer, so kind of cut that out. But
I should hope not at your mature age, mate. But was mum and dad good to you?
yeah, got some money. That's about it. But that's all I really want.
Some money to spend on some more HCR2 chests.
Yeah, and photography stuff and anything I want to spend it really.
Beautiful. Pete, how's your last couple of weeks, mate? How was your Christmas?
Yeah, really good. I had a bit of a hiccup on Christmas because I had a family lunch for Christmas and I was in charge of the roast chooks. My oven decided to not work on Christmas morning.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was fun. Trying to organise 2 roast chooks with no oven and no shops open because it's Christmas.
Exactly,
Luckily, I had an air fryer, which I could do 1 chook at a time, and that worked out all right. But yeah, it would have been nice to have the oven.
I could go on and on about air fryers. Fantastic, but this is a podcast for
absolutely great machine.
That's for another podcast, another time, I suppose. But they're brilliant. Those air fryers. Our friend Jack Rabbit will know what we're talking about. She's a great cook. She uses them, I think.
Yep, she sure does.
Yeah, we'll get to the air fryers later. All right, so let's start off with some AUSNZ news and some fair play news. A lot of activity during the Christmas period. Global Thunder was probably one of the biggest ones. They got reset way back middle of December last year. After the reset, they formed Triaction. Was it Traction Alpha or
No, that's
Triaction?
a different one.
Oh, that's a different one, is it? Well, then they went with
Hold on, I'll find it for you.
Oh no, they merged with Triggerlove.
No, what? No, wasn't? Aren't they Legion GT? Legion of
Legion. Yeah, that's right. Yes, my apologies. That's right. Yeah. Yes, they merged with so Global Thunder and Legion merged, and then Triaction was with Faction and Triggerlove.
Triglove and Faction.
Yeah, right. Okay, and also Project Germany, I believe, didn't last too long. I think they were only experimenting, and I think they've gone their separate ways back to Germany and German Legends, respectively. So not much is happening in regards to that, but there's been a few bands. I don't know if we mentioned on last episode, but Parsonson's got a reset again. 5 bands confirmed. I won't go through many of those because we all know about them. Top Israel got reset. A couple of bands coming out of that, which is the big stories of the Fair Play server. And we'll leave that one at that. Eva, you want to go on with your segment, mate, and
sure.
talk a bit about what you're going?
Well, everyone, this is probably a contentious issue across HillClimb Racing 2. I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about skins and the car skins, the people skins that you can get across HillClimb Racing. So obviously in the original HillClimb Racing, you got built, that was it. Whereas now there's a couple of there's 100 characters or so, interchangeable bodies, legs. And with it comes things you can hold in your hand, hats, backpacks, capes, and a whole lot of things. And then the vehicles themselves have got skins. So, each skin has got, a different look and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, a lot of it's all visual, but there are a couple of skins that actually have some advantages. So I'll go through a couple of those that I know of, and I was really hoping that when we post this on YouTube, people can comment on their favourite skin, and what they think is good or bad in their hands or whatever. But I suppose the one that stands out the most is it's a VIP Formula One skin that looks more like a Formula One car with the square wing on the back, and there's a green one that's available as well that looks very similar to the VIP skin. If you don't have VIP. Now that one there, the front and rear spoilers actually take a fair bit more to break off. So they're stronger, they last longer. So if you're doing adventure with the F1, you're not doing Kangen, you want the fins on it for longer. You can use that skin specifically, and you'll keep the thing on for longer.
I've always had a love-hate relationship with skins. Only because it's, I don't know. We did go into this a little bit with Reese before, but we didn't go into it too much. But
no, we didn't.
I've always basically thought that people have said certain skins will give you a certain amount of advantages on different stages or different vehicles or whatever. I've been under the impression that that's all hearsay, it's all rubbish. I don't really believe it because I've experimented.
Are we talking skins on vehicles or skins on people?
No, skins on vehicles.
I'm talking about skins on vehicles because there's certain skins that will, I don't know, it's just like with Monster Truck, for example.
There's a few skins on specific vehicles that do make a difference. Like the Formula has a massive spoiler compared to a little spoiler, and that does make a difference to the aerodynamics.
The formula is probably the only one that you could probably like change the skins that makes a difference.
There are a couple of rally skins that supposedly fly better, but I did a month-long challenge of using rally, and I was changing skins every day, doing the same cups, with the intention of trying to see if I'd start getting some PBs with the new skins, with different skins and different tyre combinations. And over a month, I had virtually no changes. But in saying that, when you look at the people in the game and what they're holding and that sort of stuff, on some vehicles, that stuff makes a difference.
Yeah,
One of those things is what's the octopus head? What's he called? Dave?
Dave.
Because his head's so big, surely that makes a difference in the aerodynamics when you're on a motorbike.
No, I think from what I've understood and the way I've played the game and a lot of the daily stuff that I've done, I've noticed that it's all about rotation in the air, and it's all about which way you want the vehicle to rotate in the air. So say you're on, and this generally works with the smaller vehicles. So think the Jeep, the motocross, the monowheel, the superbike. I'm sure there's a couple others as well. The ski. Like if you want that vehicle to tip forward because you're using thrusters mid-air, then holding something in your hand is going to rotate you forward quicker than having something on your back. So the backpack will keep you, nose up. Something in your hand will keep you nose down. So if you're thrusting using the thrusters, you want to be nose down. And if you're trying to fly, you want nose up. So wearing a cape, wearing the backpack, some degree wearing a hat will keep you nose up, and carrying a sword or one of the steering wheels or the trophy in your hand will have you nose down. And that will allow you to thrust forward. And we're talking about split seconds, but it's all the difference between, the correct line with the thrusters and, missing that opportunity to get that thrust.
It won't really matter if you're doing normal, but if you want a world record, it'll matter.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. For time attackers, it'll be crucial to get that extra second, because that's all it takes. Well, less than a second, really.
And the more you dig into the people who do time attacks day in, day out, you'll find that, the tune for that particular vehicle is, 26, 21, with, a hat on your head and something in your hand, or nothing in your hand but a hat on your head, or the backpack on, or a cape. So, those skins make a difference, and those items in your hands make a difference. So what I really want is people to give us their opinions, and I'm open to all opinions always, because it's a cool game. I love how intrinsic the physics is, and how something as small as something in your hand, on the motocross or on the smaller vehicles will make a difference. And there are some of the bigger vehicles that I think it makes a difference too. And then I'm going to say this once, but the donut tires on the monster vehicle, on the monster truck, they are the stickiest tires of all of them. Donut tires gives you world records. It's not proven. It's just my opinion.
Yeah. I think our listeners can probably give us a few few comments in regards to skins. In particular, our mono wheel listeners. A couple of them are out there. We know who they are. Daspo and Cole and all those guys. You guys can probably give your opinion on the skins in regards to mono wheel, because with the mono wheel, if you're using the thrusters and you got something in the hand that Eva was saying that you can go forward, it'll give you that momentum or or bit of balance to to thrust forward or thrust backwards. So is that where you were getting at, Eva?
Yeah, pretty much. So there's a couple of the tracks that basically as you're running off a ramp with about to thrust up, you need to wait. You need to hang in that pause as the monowheel rotates forwards, and you can get forward thrust as well as upward thrust. And having something in your hand will rotate you forward quicker, and allow you to thrust quicker, and then obviously get off the thrust quicker, saving fuel, allowing you to finish the run. And we're talking about split seconds here. We're not talking about 5 or 6 seconds over a run. We're talking about half a second across a 200-meter run or something like that. So I think it's without saying I've got physical proof. I've over the year of doing daily runs and and watching times go down slowly over multiple runs, I can say hand on my heart that having something in your hand on some tracks makes it faster. Understanding where you need to use it, understanding when it works, when it doesn't, that's all part of the game. I think Reese said it best. Each track is a series of tests to get you to finish quickly. So if you can pick the right parts, the right tune, and to a lesser extent, the thing you've got in your hand that makes everything work right, then you go fast. So love to hear people's opinions on it.
All good points, Eva. You make some really good points there, mate. And skins is not just for the person or the character that you've got, but for the vehicle itself. Especially for the time trialists out there or the time attackers, whichever one you want to say, makes it all the difference in the world in regards to that extra second that they get.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's a very interesting topic, that one, and thanks for sharing it, mate. Yeah, it's good.
No problems.
Oh, next up we got where are we going to go? We're going to go with Alfie, mate. What do you got for us today in the stats segment?
So today I've got... wait a second. Ready. Today I've got a pretty interesting segment. I took the past few days to collect a heap of data on world records, and I did like a year review for time trials. And so I went through all the tracks, listed listed the world record holders on each, and the car they used, whether it was unbeaten in the past year, whether it was a new technique or an improved world record using the same technique. And so there were 89 improved world records using the same technique.
Okay, so when you say technique, that basically means what? If they're kangarooing, or if they're just going in a flat run, or is that what you mean by technique?
Yeah, so it's the line that the player takes, and the parts and tunes that the player uses.
Okay, very good. Yep, go on.
And there were 58 new techniques created, including the techniques created on all the new cups that were added this year.
Wow. Okay, very good.
And only 15 world records have stayed unbeaten for the entire year.
15 world records. So only 15 unbeaten world records.
Correct.
Oh, wow. And yeah, because there's a couple of hundred records, isn't there?
Say about 140, 150 time attack ones for all vehicle.
You're talking about, so Alpha, you're talking about a total record, like the fastest vehicle on that track, or you're talking about individual records?
No, fastest vehicle on the track. So
okay,
all vehicle world record.
Yep, world record. Cool.
So I'll go through the vehicles first. 11 different vehicles hold world records, and it should come as no surprise that Super Diesel has the most world records with 42, followed by Supercar followed by Superbike 32, Supercar 27, and Formula 23. The only other vehicle to hit double figures would be the Rotator with 12. The CCEV is proving to be a handy time attack vehicle on some tracks with 7 all-vehicle world records, most with the Kanga setup.
Bloody Kanga.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. I was actually I'm actually quite surprised that out of all those vehicles, the Mark 1's not there with the Kanga setup.
It has 2 world records, the Mark 1.
Yeah, so the Super Diesel would outplay the Mark 1 there, wouldn't it? Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's okay. So the Dune Buggy 1, Hot Rod's got 2. 2 of those records probably.
And the
hopefully,
original Jeep has got 2 as well. So
okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the Mark 1. That's what I was talking about, the Hill Climber.
yeah, the Hill Climber. Yep, Hill Climber.
Yes.
An interesting thing with the sports car, 8 world records, Carlos holds all of them.
He's got a monopoly on it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so Carlos has how many records he's got in total?
In total, he has 25 all-vehicle world records, the most out of anyone. And then we move down to Protect in second place with 19. They're the only 2 players in double figures. Rounding out the top 5, we have Darv and Vince with 6 and Draken with 5.
Yeah, I'd say Draken. Those 5 would be. He'd have 2 of those hill climber ones and 3 others. I'd say because he's a good hill climber.
Draken doesn't have any hill climber world records.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh, I'm pretty sure he had.
He did have lost in transmission, but this French guy Dezoing, or however you say his name, took it over.
Oh, I thought he had minus mile because I saw a while ago he had minus mile.
That was beaten by CCEV.
Ah, well, there you go. Very good.
If I had an extra two account, I would have more records than Carlos.
Absolutely, yeah.
Probably the biggest surprise that I found after conducting this list was where PR Linus ranks. Only has 3 all-vehicle world records. I would have thought he had a lot more.
I could tell you now that he would have a whole lot more adventure records along with Zorro. So those 2 would be holding out the adventure records along with Eric and Zorro.
Who's the highest Australian player with? Are there any Australian players with all vehicle records?
There is one. Bear McPair has one.
Oh yeah, Bear McPairs. He would be. He'd have a Super Diesel record, I'd say.
Yes, it is. It's on. Yeah. See if I can find the track. It's one of the factory ones.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I remember correctly, it's the biggest gap to second place in an all-vehicle, or one of the biggest gaps to second place in an all-vehicle world record.
No, that's his alt account, isn't it? Because he's got 2 accounts, doesn't he? He's got PR Bear and
PR Bear and Bear McPair are different players.
Oh, are they different players? Are they? I thought that they were the same player.
No, they're separate players.
Okay, so there's 3 bears because there's our original bear in our community who we love very much. Bear, shout out to Bear, and then the other 2 guys.
Black Sails.
Yeah, Bear from Black Sails. That's our bear, and then the other 2 bears. Okay.
It has the 3rd biggest gap to second place in an all-vehicle world record, only beaten by 2 of Carlos's records on Far Far Away and Miner's Mile.
Okay, very good. Awesome. That's very interesting there, Alpha, about those world record stats and some of the vehicles that are on that list as well.
Very impressed, mate. That's great stats.
Yeah, that's some great stats.
Yeah, that would have taken a lot of time to gather all those stats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well done,
how long
mate.
Did you spend on that one?
Did you say how long did it take?
Yeah, how long did you spend on that?
Would have been 2-3 hours.
Just 2-3 hours. That's it.
Yeah, not that long.
The things you do during school holidays, eh? All right, so
Yep.
I thought it would have been longer than hours. I thought it would have been weeks. Scrolling through all the records.
all right, so let's move it on, guys. Is anything else, Alpha, you want to go on, or is that about it?
No, that's it at the moment.
No, good stuff, mate. Maybe next week for the next podcast episode, we can do an Australian one if you're up to it, mate. So we'll see if we can go from there. But or Australian and New Zealand, I should say. Sorry to our Kiwi brothers. Okay, Pete, what do you got for us today in the PE segment?
Yeah, right. So, as we know, there's been a bit of time since the last podcast, so I've got a bit to cover. I'll just stick with the first one since the update, the new Nutcrackers and Netflix.
Neck flips. Neck flips. It's not that
Neck
hard, Pete.
flips. Yeah, well, it is for me. I've been watching too much Netflix. Yeah, it was a brand new style of public event. It was the Present Smash with the add-ons of parts. That got a little bit crazy towards, like, as you went along, you'd pick up a part and it adds on to whatever you had attached. So you could end up with 17 parts attached to your vehicle. That was pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys did much of that one.
Yeah, that was fun. I completed it. But I complete most public events, so that's not a surprise.
Yeah, well, public event is the best sort of, the easiest amount of effort for the most amount of reward, I reckon.
Especially with VIP.
Yeah, well, I don't have that.
Even now, there's you can play an ad to get double the points. So there's no advantage to having VIP.
When they work, though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I go to click on it and it doesn't bloody load. I'm like, oh, that's great. I got I won the bloody thing. Get 10 points. Where's my extra 10? Oh no, sorry, ad's not working. Got stolen from me.
They just have to wait for like 10 minutes or so you miss out on all those opportunities to get more points, and then you'll be right.
Yeah. I got shitty the other day because it's rare that I win one. So when I do, I go to click on the ad and for across it doesn't work. So I rage quit.
The one after that was the going the distance, which was a hill climb one. So just climb up as far as you can without getting any fuels.
That was quite fun because that wasn't too bad.
As long as you had the right vehicles.
I didn't complete that. I don't like HillClimb.
No, they're my favourites.
It's HillClimb racing, mate. It's the whole point of the game.
Yeah, but the HillClimb ones are bad.
I didn't mind it. It was pretty fun. I think the best vehicle was the rally car for that. You just break off the bonnet at the start and then go for it.
I'd have to say the truck. The racing truck was the best vehicle for that one, yeah.
Yeah. I noticed that they have changed the start of all of those hill climb ones, where it's harder for you to break the roof off the rally car. The little ledges that used to the ledges that used to appear that were, just after the start, where you could go up, reverse back, fly back, and hit the back wall, and then land on your wheels, were gone. They weren't as subtle, and they had little risers in them to make it, when you were driving back, upset the car. On the ones where it was best to take the roof off the car, of course, not on all of them. So yeah, I think Pete was right. On those ones, it was better to use the racing truck and not try and take the roof off.
The rally car.
Yeah.
So the one after that was a moon time trial event, which was, everyone knows the bus or the Moonlander is always going to win on that one, except for that one track. I forget what it's called, Moon Maze or something. There was a super diesel strategy where you went underneath, and I'm no good with the super diesel, so I just couldn't do that one. People like Alpha could do it though.
Yeah, Couldn't crack 9 seconds. Best I could get was 10.1. Was a bit annoying. Couldn't get the start that right.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even really give that public event a crack. I just as soon as I saw Moon event, yep, next one, skip.
No, Moon ones are fun.
Yeah, I like the ones.
Yeah, not when you've done them about
They're
100
the ones
times.
that I finish the quickest because I'm actually good at it.
Moon time attacks never get old for me.
Yeah, no, I skipped the Moon one.
Yeah, so the one after that was We Can't Stop, which is a downhill time attack. And that's the one that I'm no good at because it actually takes a bit of skill to get through. And I don't have that much skill. So
Yeah, I was using the I was using the chopper with I think it was wings, thrusters, and landing boost with this one.
yeah, I was using the rally with afterburner, coin boost, and landing boost only because it has a route.
On the miners stage, you use the rotator. People were averaging 17, 16 seconds with that one. I think I saw a couple get 16 seconds, but usually about 17 seconds.
Yeah, I've got a best of 15. The world record's in the 14.
Oh, there you go.
That's long, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did use the rotator on that one, and I was averaging about 18 seconds.
Yeah, that's fun. That was a fun one. Still going at the moment. I think it's a 5-day event, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Very good. What else? What else is going on, Pete? Anything else?
Well, I could mention the one coming next, but I don't actually know what it is. I just know what it's called. It's called aerial automobiles.
Oh, sorry, that's my fault. It's a long jump. I forgot to tell you.
A long jump. Yeah. So that's a long jump. Really great. It looks like a golf driving range in the picture.
What? That's what it always has been. Have you never paid attention?
Never paid attention.
GP,
I was actually hoping it would have been multi-jump, but it's not. Because I just noticed in the new event that came out yesterday, we got the forest multi-jump, which is one of my favourite stages.
I don't like multi-jump.
Oh, multi-jump's the best. Once you learn it, it's really fun.
I have to agree with mate.
How come Brobot doesn't like multi-jump? I wonder why.
Mysteries of the world.
Maybe because he's zeros and ones. He doesn't have two thumbs.
That's a good point.
What about if you use your two forefingers?
Don't be creepers on me. That's just weird.
Okay, guys. Moving on. Should we get our guest in for the episode? What do you reckon?
Absolutely.
Don't take too much longer, he might lose his hair.
We're all dying to talk to him. Well, guys, it's with great pleasure that we bring our guest in for this episode. He's pretty much one of the most loved characters in the server. Definitely one of the most popular in AUSNZ. He is the current leader of our CC team. Well, he's got dreads. He's from Tasmania, which is one of the most beautiful states in Australia, if you've never been. Welcome, Dreddy, to the podcast, mate. Are you there?
I'm here. Thanks for the massive introduction, GTR.
Oh, mate, you're one of the most loved characters in the game, mate. And welcome. This is one of the most podcasts I've been looking forward to the most, and I couldn't sing your praises higher, mate. So welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be here, guys. G'day, everyone.
G'day. I see you've brought a friend with you.
I just saw that pop up in the server. I've been bloody stitched up here, haven't I?
Yeah, I want to just get a welcome here to one of our friends who's one of Dreddy's best mates. Greeny's decided to pop in and say hello as well. So g'day, Greeny.
Hey guys, how we going?
Yeah, good.
Good to talk to you, mate. How's it going?
Very well, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me on.
No, that's okay. Now, Dreddy didn't know this, but we got you in to kind of crash his podcast, which I'm pretty sure he's chuffed about, and we got you in to say a few words to him.
What have I got to say to him? Sorry for taking over your podcast.
Oh, it's all yours, boss. And so I'm glad you're here because for a while everybody thought that you were actually me. So it's good to hear that both of us are here at the same time because it sort of puts to rest all of the account sharing things and that we were the same person. So yeah, it's nice to have us both here on the podcast to put that to bed.
Who was thinking that? It's the first I've heard.
Everyone.
So it just goes to show that more than one person can be good at hill climb in Tasmania.
It goes to show there's more than one person in Tasmania.
Oh.
Not just one person with two different heads.
One in every 25 in Australia plays hill climb racing. I'm never going to forget that stat.
I'm not going to forget that either. Good point, mate.
So there's more than 25 people in Tassie.
You know what? I don't think that's true. There is more than 25 people in Tassie.
I can remember having a conversation with Dreddy. He sent me a text message on Discord. He sent me a message saying he was picking up his kids from school, and there's a guy playing hill climb racing 2 on his phone in the line, and he taps on the window and says, "Mate, what team are you on?" And he goes, "Oh, I play for the oldies." And he goes, "Oh, well, say hello to Eva for us."
Yes, that's true. I remember that.
Like, how small a world do we have to be in that, that sort of stuff happens?
Yeah, it's good. Apart from Greeny, though, and that guy at my daughter's school, can't say I know of anyone else down here that does, of the other 23 people that live down here. Not sure.
Well, if there's 3 people you know that play it, that's 75 we've covered.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing my head in with maths here, far out.
Sorry.
Oh
Sorry.
my God.
I'll stop.
I always knew this was going to be a funny episode. It's off to a great start so far. All right. Now, Dreddy, mate, do you want to just tell us a bit about yourself, what do you do, and a couple of things outside the game, and we'll get stuck into the game.
Oh, you put me on the spot here. Well, wife, a couple of kids, working man, mortgage, living the Aussie dream. That's about it. Leading the best Australian New Zealand team up in CC where we belong. As far as outside of the game, yeah, like I said, wife and a couple of kiddos. We heard you were saying before, GTR about Tasmania. It is an unbelievable state. We get out a fair bit and see what it's got to offer. A couple of young kids. We just love the outdoors. Got a caravan that we skirt around the place in and get away when we can. Yeah, Tasmania's beautiful. It's got everything from beaches to rugged terrain. There's lots of stuff to do down here. We just love getting outdoors. Been a bit of a sportsman up until a few years ago. A couple of knee injuries and age has set me back, but always love my sport. Sorry, I'll let you go on about Tassie, mate. I won't let you.
No.
I won't stand in the way of you telling us how good Tassie is.
I just got to say that the produce, the fresh produce that Tasmania has down there is second to none. It's beautiful, mate. The fresh fish, the fresh seafood you get, you could go into it more than what I know, but it's amazing down there.
Yeah, everything's so close too. Like you said, everything's so close and so fresh. Like if you want some seafood, you really only have to drive, half hour to get it, and it's only been out of the water for half hour. So, I usually just do that and eat it on the way home. So you can't get it much fresher than that, eh?
Just a real quick add-in on that. I've actually got an uncle who is a fishing boat captain who lives in Tasmania.
Oh, nice.
And he often goes from Tasmania to Melbourne with his fishing boat. He's done that for about 15 years or so.
Can you take me?
I actually did work experience on a fishing boat. Was one of the things I wanted to do when I was younger. It was okay. not a huge fan of rough seas, and fish still need to be fed when it's raining. And working on a fish farm in the pissing down rain is wasn't heaps of fun. So we put that career quickly to bed.
Yep.
More of a recreational thing, fishing. Yeah, you don't want to make it a job, kids.
The Bass Strait is kind of the roughest seas in the world, isn't it?
Well, I've been it across a few times in the Spirit in Tasmania. Trying to sleep on it is a no-go. So I couldn't say it's the roughest sea, but it is pretty rough.
Yeah, it's not fun trying to sleep on a boat. I don't know if you get motion sickness, but oh man, I don't do well.
I just get every time I've been, I just get really plastered and just hope to God I pass out, and it has worked. So
well, maybe that's where I went wrong.
yeah.
Note that I'm not going to drive on and then drive off the ferry if I'm doing that.
Very good. No, look, it's been one of the episodes that we've been most looking forward to, mate. Definitely. Like had a few people, message me and go, "Oh, when are you gonna get Dreddy on? When's he gonna come?" Like, all right, it's coming. He's coming. Just be patient. It's gonna come on the next few episodes. And mate, finally here. And I think when we were speaking last, there was a couple of changes going on with the CC team, a couple of leadership changes and everything. The last couple of months has been a little bit stressful, but we're getting there and we're getting through it. But things are coming along all right now, I suppose, and I think we're getting a bit steady. Getting a bit steady in the CC division. We're finding our place.
Yeah, I think the good thing about it is, as you know, the last time that we had Boulder on, that you guys had Boulder on the podcast, he was the leader, and he obviously spoke about the leaders before him, and the leaders before him, and the leaders before him. So, I think that's a good thing about our community. Like, and obviously with me being the leader now, we've got such a good, vast leadership group, and a lot of people that can step into the position, I suppose, when we need it, and we're there to help each other out with that. And, I've been at AUSNZ since the start, and I've always sort of seen myself as the spiritual leader, I suppose. It's just, I suppose it's my turn to just hold the title for a while. No doubt, the next guy will step up in the next couple of months and we'll share it around. But yeah, while I've got it at the moment, it is a bit of fun. And I do remember Baldy saying a few months ago that his Discord frequent flyer points have gone through the roof. That's an understatement.
Yeah.
It has been good though. Like, one of the good things about this game is the game has got a little bit stale for me, and the only thing that's held me on is community, I suppose, and not only our community, all the other communities, having an old account, getting around, meeting other people around the world is it's awesome that I've got the same interests as you with this game. And not only the game, you get to talk to people and learn about their kids and interests that you have with them, and it's great.
You've been ignoring me recently, Dreddy. What have I done to upset you?
My man. We've got a little understanding, me and mate Bob, bro. He knows what's up.
Listen to Dreddy, for he is wise.
Correct.
That was one of the original statements I think that Brobot said a long time ago when we first got him into the server. He found out that Dreddy was quite wise early on.
It's really nice to be held in that regard from a robot. Not so many of you humans, but thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh, don't make me laugh, mate. I'm gonna choke. Oh my god.
Sorry.
That's funny. All right. Let's get some questions in from our hosts.
Before we start question, what is the link between Dreddy and Greeny?
Oh, look out.
Who wants to tell it?
You can.
Okay. All right. So, look, Greeny's actually my brother-in-law. Greeny's shacked up with my sister, which is which isn't a bad thing, because I'll give you a little story behind it. they were together for maybe 12 months or so before spilling the beans to me. She picked the right time away till I was absolutely the drunkest man in Australia and told me, thinking that I would go off my chops. And I was actually pretty happy because the caper of blokes that she's been with the last 15 years have been absolutely snotters. And Greeny is absolutely a champion bloke. So so when she told me she was with him, I was actually, there were tears of joy rather than me raging out and telling her that she's picked another really good boyfriend.
Fantastic. I actually have to agree. Greeny's one of the best blokes you could probably talk to. I've only spoken to him via typing. This is the first time I'm actually speaking to you, Greeny, but you are a good bloke, mate.
Cheers, guy.
Yeah, so Greeny and I have been mates. Maybe since high school or college, I suppose.
Yeah, probably more so.
Mid-30s now, so maybe 15, 20 years or so. So, obviously knew each other beforehand. And, like I said, brought him into the team when he was, we could see his potential. And we knew there was going to be a turning point where he'd take me over on the podium. And now he just does it every time. So, good on you.
Cheers, mate.
No worries. Thanks for coming on. It's been great.
You taught him well, Dreddy.
You have trained me well. Yeah.
He actually did download the game a long time ago and got bored with it, I think. Is that right, Brandy?
Yeah, mate.
Or lost your old phone or something like that, or got bored with it and threw it away?
No, I downloaded it and then I played it for about a month, I'd say, and really boring because it was just so slow. The cars were slow. It was just not fun for me. Then one day at work, I saw you having a fit of laughter and also devastation going on.
Mm-hmm.
But what the hell's he doing?
Yeah, I do play fairly animated.
I strolled on over and had a look, and yeah, I've got that. That's not fun. What are you having so much fun for? And saw how fast his cars were, and that was the end of that. Started playing again.
That was the end of your social. That was the end of your social life, mate. Goodbye. As soon as you saw him with the cars.
Exactly right.
Well, I can say that over the year of doing dailies, that every now and then I'd send an email or a message to Dreddy and go, mate, what have you done with that? What have you set that to? And
the dailies.
the bouncing backwards and forwards of information across teammates / daily races / everything else is just awesome. I really wanted to say thanks verbally as opposed to typing your message because, it's great to be able to reach out to someone and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. What are you doing? And, getting someone replying and being genuine and, forthcoming with information and just a good bloke about it. You know what I mean?
Holy shit! How did you do well with those tunes? Far out. I've tried to blow you so far away from what I was running at, Eva, but well done. Holy shit, mate! You are fantastic.
Mate, likewise.
Likewise. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. Like, of course you want to see that. Like, those dailies is that daily competition. Like, you can speak about it on the podcast pretty much every week, and how it sort of brought everyone together. Really, I got so involved in that, and as a horrible thing as COVID is, you know what? It's brought me into this game. Like, I wasted so much of my life on those freaking dailies during COVID, but I didn't feel guilty because everyone was in lockdown anyway, and it's just another hobby that someone else would have picked up, or I'd only be doing another hobby during lockdown anyway. So I'm really grateful I stumbled across it, and like those dailies, they that's what really started to, I think, get me right into it. I think.
Yeah. Now, Dreddy, you came from Team Woke. Was it Woke or?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So,
okay, so you came from Woke.
Yeah, with a few guys like Bob and Maury and Goose and the list goes on. But lots of the Woke guys. But I think Woke was maybe my second or third team. I was in a team before that, Bill's Bunyips or something like that, I think they were called. And I still see a few of those guys floating around. I think a few of them in that 420 squad. Yaramukta. Who else is in there? Goonbag and Was and a few of those guys. So shout out to those guys. One of the first teams I was in was them, and good to see they're still kicking around. But yeah, the white guys, obviously they're fantastic and still around, and part of the reason why I'm still around, like I said, the game, apart from team events and public events, has been a little bit stale for me for a while, especially with the max account. Cups are just, cups suck, eh?
Yeah. They do, but I'm trying to grind away to get to 29,000 points to get this bloody jet ski, stupid snowmobile skin, and it's really killing me at the moment. I'm barely getting there.
The other day, I grinded to 30k in one day because I'm on holidays.
I did it in 3 days.
It was a solid grind.
GTR.
Yes, mate.
Switch around the vehicles.
Yeah, I've been doing most of the cups with the rotator, but geez, it gets boring very quickly, and I switch it off straight.
No. Use the mono wheel. That's the best one.
Oh,
I honestly think if you mix up the vehicles as you're doing the cup races and you use vehicles you've never used before, the actual cups are easy because it doesn't have fast times for those cars, so it puts you amongst beginners pretty much, and you just
Correct.
get really quick cups.
Yeah.
You can only do that for a while though, because then as you get better with that vehicle, so do the opposition.
Yeah, of course.
You blokes are smart. Far out.
Said I use the monster truck quite a lot. It's fast and it's quite fun. It doesn't get boring quickly.
Yep. And if you're using the donut tires, it's really fast.
Yep.
the donuts are winners.
Okay, hosts, do we want to ask? Also, if you want to ask Greeny some questions, by all means, please jump in and ask Greeny some questions as well. But if you guys want to start on some questions for Dreddy and Greeny now, by all means, let's start it off. Who should we? Maybe you want to start off, mate?
Oh, you put me on the spot, mate. All right.
Yeah, that's okay. I've got one to start off if you want to get ready.
Yeah, shoot, mate. You go.
All right. This question is for both our guests. What's your favourite sport in the world? And give us a favourite team.
Cool. I'll go then. My favourite sport in the world would be AFL, and I'm a mad Collingwood supporter. Definitely. Can I give two? Second, basketball, and I'm a big San Antonio Spurs fan.
Oh, beautiful.
And third probably would have to be cricket. Which I'm watching now and heading there tomorrow to the third day of the Hobart Ashes Test.
You want to give us a score update there, mate?
Currently 3 for 30 for the Aussies, leading by 149.
Beautiful. Just going on the. What about you, Greeny?
That'll be totally irrelevant when the podcast comes out, but yeah.
I was thinking they could work out what time we recorded it.
What about yourself, Greeny? What about you, mate?
Probably got three favourites, which would be AFL, basketball, and not really a sport for some people, but motocross is really up there for me as well.
Motocross. Yeah, right. That's a great sport, especially when they go around the speedway track. Geez, they fly, mate. It takes a lot of skill.
They're quick, mate. Yeah.
Turn left.
Sell my two-wheeler bike not long ago and go down to a quad bike to stay on the ground a bit more. I'm getting older.
Okay.
Just speaking of the basketball, Dreddy, obviously a big Paddy fan, yeah? Paddy Mills?
Yeah, shame he's moved on, but that's the nature of NBA. He was a great loyal man to the Spurs.
But you got to be happy with the bronze medal with the Olympics, though.
Yeah, no, he's a champ. He's a champ.
Beautiful. Sorry, Pete, you go for it, mate.
Yeah, quick story on quad bikes. When I was younger, I used to have a quad bike, used to ride it around the local wetlands. There was a couple of blokes on two-wheeler bikes, and we wanted to have a swap So I'd go on his two-wheeler, he'd go on my quad bike. And as you know, with a two-wheeler, you sort of lean into corners. Anyway, he was hooning around the wetlands, tried to lean into the corner. It didn't actually turn. He went straight into the water, and it ended up flooding the quad bike. It was wheels up.
Yeah, that's so it just didn't turn. He just went straight. Was he all right?
He didn't turn. He tried to lean to turn. Didn't work. So, yeah, flooded it.
Yeah, okay. No injuries though.
No, it was in water.
Can't lean.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I've got 3 questions lined up for you.
Oh, wow.
Now, I've picked these because they're all around the same theme, and considering I'm the one with the least hair in the group, I could ask about the dreads. So, from Larrikin, how long have you had the dreads for? From Linge, how often do you get your dreads cut? Is it for maximum growth? And then from Creepers, this is more of a statement than a question, but when you walk, does that make you a dread man walking?
Who we got? Larry, Linge, and Creeps. G'day, lads.
Yep.
Right. We'll say, what year are we in? 2022. Okay. So I shaved my head in 2003. 2003, I shaved my head, and I haven't cut it since. So it's pushing 20 years.
That's about as long as I've been shaving my head.
So they naturally form dreadlocks, or did you get them?
Yeah. So when I shave my head, I'll just let it go, and I've got really naturally curly afro hair, I suppose you could say. So it just grew massively huge out to an afro. So I had a big mad afro until it wouldn't stand up anymore. A sort of mad afro, like
Like a wolf mother.
like the lead singer from Wolfmother. Yeah. So until it just got that top heavy and wouldn't stay up anymore, and then sort of fell down, and it was just that matted and knotted that I couldn't get a brush through it. So I thought I would leave it and started ripping them apart and naturally formed dreadlocks. Next minute, there we go. Thanks for coming.
To do that, how many times did you not wash your hair?
This is pushing 20 years ago, Pete. I can't remember what I did yesterday, mate. Come on. But I will say,
because I've heard of different ways to make them.
So
that's all.
I will say, like, as these days that now I've had them for close to 20 years, they're just as clean as your hair. I'll still wash it every maybe once a week with shampoo, and they're actually, a lot of people think they're high maintenance, but they're actually low maintenance. The amount of money I've saved at the hairdresser for the last 20 years, I could have, who knows what I could have done with it. Maybe bought a few, upgrades for HillClimb racing or something. Who knows?
Who knows?
A couple of legendary chests.
Yeah. And Lingy, how often do I cut them for? Well, like I said, I've never cut them, but I go and see Lady Baby once every 18 months. Who, she's magic. She's just with like a knitting needle, and she just attacks my scalp and gives it the biggest orgasm it's ever had. Like once every 18 months. Once every 18 months makes me feel all nice and, like I've been to a salon or something. So she just, tightens up all the roots and, makes me feel all good about myself. And I go see her once every 18 months. And as far as the Dreadman walking, I guess so. That's all. I've never heard that. But yeah, well done. I'll take that in my stride.
Awesome.
Very good.
Dreddy, what's the difference between this? By the way, is from Boulder. What's the difference between being in AUSNZ and Discord and being in Reddit team and Discord? So I suppose being in the two teams and their different Discord servers.
What's the difference between them both?
That's what he's saying. So what he goes, what's the difference between being in AUSNZ team and Discord and then being in the Reddit team and Discord?
Well, the number one difference would be a larger-than-life character, I suppose. There's a few of them in every server, but just want to give a shout-out to the big Super Mario Bros. One-of-a-kind champion who, just makes that server what it is, really. Big shout-out to him. next time I'm in Napoli, I'll definitely call into your shop, brother. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, I suppose the biggest thing direct to the game that's different in our server and their server is the videos that you watch on YouTube. I suppose the guys in that team are the people, the videos that you see on YouTube. They are, they're such a big influence in the game. Like, all those videos that we watch, a lot of them come from these people in these teams. Your Reddits and your Discords and your Norths and your TNOs and that sort of thing. And a lot of people in those teams are unbelievable players and next level players and next level people. Our server's obviously full of Aussies and Kiwis, but it's been great to get involved with some people from the other side of the world in the game. So quick shout out to a few of them: Baxi the legend, Embo, Seta, Gary, Ale, Antrax, Lulu, Leo, Poop, and Kappa, you beauty. That's about it, I reckon.
Yep, excellent. Very good. So, Alfie, you want to go for it, mate?
Yeah. So I have a question from Goose. Will you sing the AUSNZ theme song on the podcast?
No.
Oh, come on.
You love singing,
If
Dreddy,
Goose
come
sings
on.
it, if Goose sings it first, I'll sing it. But I actually don't know. I don't know the AUSNZ theme song.
Oh, that hurts.
What is it?
Honestly,
What
I
is
don't know.
this?
I don't know. We could try and make one up.
I want to know. I just asked the question.
It's not the good old Collingwood theme song, is it?
If we're going to make up a song, it has to be in the theme of the Essendon.
No.
Football
How
club
about we
song.
make it I Love It When Collingwood Choke?
No. We need to. We can't make it AFL themed. It has to be something separate.
Look, if Goose can send it in,
Yeah, Goose, if you're listening, send in the lyrics and we'll sing it on the next one.
yeah, sure.
That's all right. We won't. Just a little bit of a hint here. We won't have to wait too long in the coming episodes to hear from Goosey.
Ooh.
Is that you saying that he's next?
He's not. He's not going to be next, but he will be down the track in a couple of episodes' time.
This is a question from Amy. What are the best and worst parts of being the leader of T1?
Hey, Amy. Amy used to be my favourite chick in Team 1, but she's not anymore. Hey. But she's still my favourite chick at AUSNZ. How you going, Amy? Shout out to you, champ. Hope Syndicate's going all right for you. We're keeping your spot warm. Don't get too comfortable there. Sorry, what was the question?
What's the best and worst parts of being the team leader of T1?
The worst part, there is no bad parts, honestly. Like, everyone in the team's fantastic and everybody knows, everybody contributes to what the team is. So I can't say there's any worse parts. Maybe having to pretend to be nice to people. That's probably the worst part. My best, my favourite part would be, just look. Well,
Against
my
the top
job.
10 team.
Look, my job is a team leader at work. So, like, I enjoy motivating people, I suppose. So, that's one thing that I really enjoy. Motivating you guys that are in the team and the rest of the team, and that's hard to do. Typing on a mobile app like Discord and can be interpreted a fair bit differently to how I type it, but it usually comes across pretty well. But yeah, that's the best thing about it, I think. Like getting everybody on board to for the one goal. That's what we're all about, I suppose, being a team.
Accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, good answer.
Yeah, okay, very good. Who's next? Eva?
I just asked the question, but I'll ask another one. Okay, this is from Greeny, right? How does it feel being the second best HCR2 player in Cadbury's?
See, I didn't say that.
But I think that should. I think Greeny asks himself that every day. But I can't answer that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I'm sure Greeny can answer that though.
What's your take on that, Greeny?
Yeah, I got nothing. I've really. I don't remember writing that.
It may have been tongue in cheek.
Let's settle this right now. Who's got the highest score in the current team event?
This match, I think I do, but I think he's got me overall. And yeah, how bad is this time? Oh, how bad is this time trial event? My goodness.
The last one was good. This one's crap.
Yeah, just they get a bit boring, the time trials.
I'm the opposite. I hated the last one. I don't mind this one.
Yeah, I think we whinge that we can't practice. You know, usually when we're at team events, and I think we whinge when we can't practice it. But now that we can practice it, I think it's just too much.
I have done so many times. I've done like the most amazing time in a practice, and then stuffed it big time every time I go to the team event.
And like any other time of year, come on, like you guys know that this time of year for us down under and in NZ, it's the best time of year. I don't want to be stuck inside, practicing time trials. This is life. This is summer. This is when we get out and about. And I'm not using that as an excuse, but I am. Thanks, FS.
Yeah,
Probably would have been better if it was only a 4-track one. Just practicing 5 tracks non-stop. It's just got knobs on it.
Yeah, well, it's taken me all week. It's taken me all week to figure out the tracks order, and
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a question for both of you guys from Re. That's RE in the server. He's one of our community members. Talks a bit on the server. A good young fella. What's something simple that confuses you both?
Why don't they teach you about taxes in school, money and stuff?
You just answered that in the last one. The tracks confuse you in the previous event.
Oh, well, that's why. So I said, why don't they teach you about money and taxes in school? That just confuses the hell out of me because here I am, mid-35, no idea what I'm doing with my life. They could have told me this in school. Come on, guys.
May I say it would be very boring though, just learning about it.
Yeah, because algebra was really handy.
Oh yeah, so handy. I use that every day.
Yeah. And
I went to a Catholic school, so religion was so handy for me.
Very, very good. What about you, Greeny? What confuses you, mate? Sometimes in just every day or just every other day.
Simple.
I think I was going to say the same thing. It's all with taxes, pretty much. Yeah, just does my head in.
Or when he wakes up and looks at himself in the mirror.
Yeah, that too. It's so confusing.
Oh, it's funny.
That's nasty.
Okay, I think we got another one. I think this one's definitely from Swiss Cheesy. Big shout out to the Kiwi legend. And what really happened to Augustus Gloop when he fell in the river?
Oh, that's a trade secret. I can't. I've been a chocolate maker for 20 years and signed a confidentiality contract. I can't go letting that out. Sorry. Jeez. Sorry,
mate. It's so you're under contract agreement to not share that with us.
Let's just say he's still with us.
I have no idea what that question's about anyway, but I just thought I'd answer it.
It's a Willy Wonka reference. Willy Wonka. If anyone's seen that, they know who Augustus Gloop is.
That's Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Reference.
Oh, of course. We're referring to the Cadbury factory down in Hobart. Is it in Hobart, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those listeners that don't know, Tasmania or Hobart, there's a big chocolate factory of Cadbury down there. And that's where, I guess, all the Cadbury goes from Australia and New Zealand. It comes from there.
Yeah, Greeny and I and the other 23 residents of Tasmania run that chocolate factory. Yeah, it's good.
So that's where you guys are employed?
Yep.
Yeah.
In Augustus.
Awesome. Okay. Tell if you want, you can share some.
Yeah, I've got a question from Larrikin. Do Oompa Loompas get anything from the chocolate factory?
Or how do I answer that? Look,
The right
while
way.
you're on site, yeah. So while you're on site, you're employed to make chocolate, I suppose, and part of that chocolate making process is to test the chocolate and make sure it tastes okay. So while you're on site, you can taste test as much chocolate as you like, but you cannot take it off site.
Okay.
Good answer,
If
mate.
I had a job there, I wouldn't fit through the door.
Yeah, I've been through those periods in my life.
Hey, sorry to just to interrupt. We just want to say goodbye to Alfie. He's just going to leave us for time being because he's got to go.
Yep.
So, yeah.
See how
Hey,
it
champion.
I've got a question from Cole, MW Cole. Shout out to him. What would be the perfect update in your head? And add anything that you don't think about it being realistic.
Oh, unlimited tickets in team events. For one, what about you, Greeny?
No, these are your questions, mate. No one knew I was coming.
Oh, these are my questions. Okay.
You can't hijack
Okay.
his podcast without actually answering.
That was the fastest handball I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Do you like that, Bill?
pretty quick down here. Yeah, look, obviously, unlimited team event tickets would be handy, and it's not really unrealistic. So there's my answer. Let's roll with that. You guys are getting recent in another couple of weeks, yeah? You can put that to him.
We could do that.
We don't have him on speed dial.
You guys are tight.
We can just call his cousin on the Fingersoft server. What's the cousin's name again? Can we remember that one?
Daily bot.
Is it Kerberos?
Cerberus.
Cerberus, yeah. We'll just give Cerberus a call.
Cerberus is a really funny name because it's Greek mythology for the dog of one of the gods of thunder. But Cerberus translated actually means spot. So he just called his dog Spot because it had a spot on it.
Yeah, well,
So
there you
Thor
go.
named himself Spot.
Pretty much.
Very good.
Sorry, that's from Marvel's Punisher.
I have a question from Tom T. A huge shout out to our little legend Tom T from New Zealand.
What a legend.
He's a big fan of yours, Dreddy and Greeny. He loves you both. What is your favorite movie and TV show? This is a question for both of you.
Oh, all right. Well, first, hey Tommy, thanks for the question. Good to see you in the number one team, champ. Yeah, good to see you rising up through the ranks. We can see your potential, like we can see Greenies. Can't wait to the day that you're taking over my podium spot too.
You haven't got a podium spot.
Okay. Look, to tell you the truth, I'm not a massive movie buff or TV buff, but I do have an all-time favourite movie and an all-time favourite TV show. All-time favourite movie would be Beavis and Butthead, Do America. No, Beavis and Butthead, Do America. That's my favourite. And my favourite TV show would be. Any of you guys seen one on Netflix called Money Heist?
Oh yeah, I've got that on the list, but I'm yet to watch it.
Okay, we'll watch it. I'm not going to give anything away, but watch it. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a huge movie buff or TV buff. I don't like spending a great deal of time, watching movies. I'd rather play HillClimb or something like that.
Yeah, fair enough. Greeny, what about you, mate?
I'd have to say probably original, but everyone's got to love Die Hard as a movie.
Yeah, or the Die Hard trilogy. Yep.
Yeah,
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
sure it is. Christmas bells and stuff.
Home Alone is the Christmas movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, that too.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother robots.
Absolutely.
You can't
Hey,
edit that out.
That is definitely a bit out there, matey.
You
What
can't
are you
edit
doing?
It's all the zeros and ones, I reckon. They're getting to his head.
Oh, good on you, mate, bro. Hey, Greeny, what about your TV show, mate? I think you mentioned the movie. What about your TV show?
Yeah, I don't really do TV.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Pretty much just life's just too full on. Don't really have time to sit down and watch TV at all, really.
Yeah, that's we're a lot of people in the same boat, mate. And life does get in the way a fair bit, doesn't it?
It does, mate. Yeah. Probably when I was younger.
I do most of my TV watching when everyone else is asleep.
Yeah, probably when I was younger, I used to watch that Friends a lot. Just Chandler and Joey. That was funny.
Yeah, I haven't stopped watching Cobra Kai. I'm obsessed with Cobra Kai at the moment, which is a TV series from the recent Karate Kid movies. So I'm loving that at the moment. If you haven't seen that and you're a Karate Kid fan, definitely watch that.
Yeah, I've seen that. My young fella's watching it.
Yeah, it's pretty popular at the moment. Okay, any other questions for the boys, and or we could start wrapping up soon.
Yeah. I've got one from Warrior. I'm not sure if it's been brought up, but what other games do you play apart from HCR2? And this is for Dreddy and Greeny.
Oh, yeah. Look, I've honestly never been a massive gamer. I owned as a kid growing up, I suppose, owned a Nintendo and owned a Sega and all that jazz. But as far as lately, in the modern times, a lot of people play Call of Duty and all that sort of stuff. But no, I actually don't get into any other games whatsoever. I stumbled across HillClimb as an accident when I was looking to download an app for my kids to play on the airplane one day. So yeah, that's I'm not close to games at all. But I do pretty much. That's how it started. I just look to download a game that you could play. And it came up in the top 5 or 10 games. So I thought, oh, here we go. That'll keep my kids entertained on the plane. So I downloaded it and opened it up. And yeah, it's safe to say they didn't actually get to ever play the game.
That's good. I'm glad.
That's cool.
How about you, Greeny?
Yeah, still get on every now and again. I play Call of Duty on the PlayStation. No, like Discord friends like this community, but there's a normal bunch that I normally get on with and play before night shift most of the time because I've got to stay up late. That's about all.
So you basically you work nights, do you, mate?
Yeah.
Okay, so HCR2 would keep you occupied. So that's when you do the majority of your ticket runs, I'm guessing. A lot of your 39K ticket runs.
It certainly does, mate. Yes.
Oh, jeez.
While everyone's sleeping, I'm trying to get my best.
Yeah, fair enough. Good questions.
Yes. Apart from HillClimb, I do love poker. I play a fair bit of poker online.
Okay, now you're talking my kind of language now. Here we go.
Try and get out. A lot of pubs down here do poker of an evening.
The APL and NPL tournaments and stuff.
all that jazz. Yeah, that's good fun. So I suppose that's about the only other game as such that I play at the moment.
I love my poker as well. I've won a couple of those tournaments. My biggest one was a 55-seater. Came out first with 500 cash. Not bad.
Very nice.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I love my poker as well.
Yeah, it's a good game. Great game.
It's a very strategic game. It takes 2 minutes to learn, but a lifetime to master.
Correct.
Pretty much like HCR2.
I was about to say that.
I have a very bad poker face.
We can usually tell your poker face, mate, bro. That's for sure. Wow. Okay. Geez, what an episode. Where do I? How do I start off the closing bits from this? It's been amazing having Dreddy and Greeny on this episode. Any last comments or any thanks you guys want to give a shout out to, or people on the server you want to give some shout outs to, now's the time to do it. Dreddy, you want to go first, mate? Go for it.
Yeah, well, obviously just a shout out to everybody in the server, everybody in the AUSNZ community server. It's it's what you guys make it. It's not made by anyone else. It's made by every single new member that rolls through that new races page. It's ever changing, and it's a great place to hang out. Thank everybody that rolls through the community. But a special shout out goes to everyone that's in our CC team that just grinds it out every day, and that we're all just in it. One, we're in it for fun, and two, we're in it to like I've said all along, is put the Oz and the New Zealand flag up where it belongs. So shout out to any Australian and New Zealand team event guns listening in. There's a spot for you. We're keeping it warm. Let's do it, eh? Get in.
Yeah, here, mate. That's beautifully said. We definitely got to keep those flags up where they belong, and they belong in the CC division for sure.
Yeah. So like I said, look, we're a massive community, and the more New Zealanders and Aussies that join us, not only the community but the team, it's just going to benefit us all. And I've made some great friends, on this server and playing this game. So, shout out to everyone. I can't, I'm not going to start with individuals at all, but just as a collective, it's a great place to be.
Definitely right, mate. On that, it's very true. What about you, Greeny, mate? Any shout outs or any thank yous you want to pass along? You don't have to thank your brother-in-law too much, but you can do that if you choose to.
I wouldn't thank him, mate. He got me into this. I've had no life since. Takes away all my time.
Oh, funny. Too funny, mate. Yeah, no, go for it, Greeny, if you want to give any shout outs, mate.
Thanks to everyone in the community, mate. Start off with when I first started, took me a long time to get to 3.5 GP, and that's when Team 1 pretty much took me on. That was really hard times for me.
Sorry, how much was it? How much GP did you have?
3.5 when I first hopped into the Team 1.
That is
and
actually,
you stayed in Team 1 with that amount.
That's very impressive, mate. That's unbelievable. Not many players, not many at all, go into a top team with 3.5k GP.
I dare say they just saw me like they saw Tom T. Like, you can see he's going to become an up and comer, and he's going to be huge later on. At the time, I had the right vehicles, the right parts, I suppose. It showed them that got a decent score from a low GP. And
how long did it take you to get your first podium? Like, not first, but just on there.
Wow, I have no idea.
Oh, bullshit! You would know this.
I'm sure I've got a screenshot of it, but to know it off the top of my head, I've got no idea.
4 days, 3 hours, and 7 seconds after I started.
Yep, correct.
It didn't take long, I know that much.
No, not long, not too long.
No, well, I haven't even got a podium on AUSNZ, so you're doing well. No, it's fine. I mean, I do all right, but everyone else gets better, so it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah, it is, mate. There is a lot of guns in the team, and it is hard to get there. It's very impressive stuff.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good. All right, lads, any final suggestions or comments we want to make before we wrap things up?
Yeah, I just want to say, Greeny, Dreddy, look out, because once these borders open up, I've been promising to come down and visit, and it's been a long time coming, but I do want to come down and say hi and have a beer, because you're both amazing people, and I'd love to buy you a beer.
Yeah, for sure. Can't
Sounds
wait.
good,
We've been talking about it for years now, hey?
Yeah, pretty much. It feels like lots of years.
It does, hey? I saw a few of you guys caught up for a beer today. How did that go?
It was cool. There was 3 of us in total. Me, Pete, and Aiden.
Aiden.
So shout out to Aiden for catching the train and getting out there and sitting down and having a meal with us. It was great. And we caught up with a couple of people online as well, so who couldn't make it because of stuff going on. So yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
beautiful.
there was one guy called Warrior who was still at work.
He's just recently gone back to work, isn't he? A good old warrior.
Yeah, started at 5 in the morning and still going at 5 in the afternoon.
He's not as active on Discord anymore, that's for sure. Okay, Dreddy, did you get my little DM I just sent you, mate? Do you want to announce the next guests on the podcast?
All right. The next guest. Oh, nah. Nah, I'm not announcing that. Nah. Podcast is officially cancelled. Next episode, tune in, guys, because this is the one you've all been waiting for. We've finally got some New Zealand action happening. Pilot and Swiss Aryan cheese in the house. Yeah, can't wait for that one. Been waiting for some New Zealand flavour. Yeah, it should be great.
And Swiss cheese, we can finally work out who's got the better beard, you or me.
That's a definite beard competition. Can't wait to have those guys on the podcast. They are looking forward to that. Officially our first New Zealand players on the podcast. That will be a beauty.
Definitely. Looking forward to it.
Oh, all right. Okay, guys. Well, any final thoughts you want to wrap up for the guys, and we'll say our goodbyes.
Nah, all good.
All right. Thanks very much, Dreddy and Greeny, for coming on the podcast. Really appreciate it. To give up your time for us today. It was a great episode, and had a few laughs, and maybe we'll get you back one day and have another little chat. And yeah, but thanks guys for coming on the show. It's great to talk to you.
Yeah, good to finally be here, guys. Thanks heaps for having us. And yeah, keep those new races rolling through the server. We're a friendly bunch, and yeah, come and join us. Here we are. Let's get it on.
Well, look forward to it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Greeny. Thanks, Dreddy. And thanks to our co-hosts as well, Eva, Alfie, who left us earlier before, and Pete. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. See you.
Thank you, and see you next week.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye.
Night, everybody. Have a good night.